The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Attaboy, happen.
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Robert Taylor hitting us with a comment right out of the gate of "Hurry up, you dorks." We have a specific start time, Robert Taylor, and we stick to that start time. We are always on time here at Craft Root Sports. It's Tuesday night. I'm Mike. Scott's here. Scott, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Back to you, Ken.
It's gonna be like that tonight, huh? It's gonna be one of those nights.
Braves in the playoffs, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, man. I'm happy.
Hi,
for you.
thank
Also,
you. It's
Scott
the Regs. It is the Regs, the richest story.
Such a jerk. Scott will be basically out of the show starting at 8:30 tonight when the Braves first pitch happens because.
And then I'll be right back in when they're down 4-0 shortly thereafter.
Scott, I think that's my favorite part about you as a fan is you talk so much crap, but you also are so defeatist at the same time that you can't get any digs in at you at all because you're like elevated to the point of like, yeah, we got it. We're the best. We're the greatest. We're in the playoffs, baby. And then you're like, we're going to lose. We suck. We're gonna blow up like, right out. Like I can't say anything. There's no angle to take.
So many times that has. If you just specifically talk about the Braves, so many times that has been true. We are the best, and we lost again. It's kind of just ingrained.
Hey,
Are you saying Scott's the Kenneth Walker III of fandom? Can't take
what?
him down, can't tackle him.
That was a great play. That was it. I mean, that was a stretch on your.
Yes, thank you. I was just going to say, did you pull something on that stretch?
But it was a good. It was a good reference. It was an obscure reference, but it was a good one. Hey, Mookie.
That's why I should just stay in my corner till I'm called on by teacher. So let me just get back there.
No, you're called on now. How are you? You've grabbed the spotlight.
Well, the Wings are already losing in their preseason games, so I don't know. I'm good, I guess. Hockey's almost back, but the Wings are still probably going to suck. But we still have hope.
Season hockey. That's where Mookie goes to on his intro.
Well, yeah, because the house is telling me scores again. Like, I love it. I absolutely adore the fact that now I get to bask in every minute of the NHL season.
Right in the middle of the NFL, middle of college football, playoff baseball. I'll even give you the push to the playoffs in the MLS, and you went preseason hockey.
WNBA finals.
Damn, they're already in the finals? That was quick. I thought they were in...
Dude, those seasons start and last like 10 minutes.
That's true.
They're like, hurry up. The women's college season ended. And then they're like, all right, hurry up. The men's season is about to start.
Gotta get it in.
Like it's a very small window. So
hanging out with us tonight, he just got back from the fastest Wawa trip I've ever heard of in my life. Matt Barr is here. Hey, Matt. Whoa,
let's fucking go Mets.
You don't even have a microphone set up, but you had the Mr. Met ready to go. Are you kidding me right now?
I got a microphone. It's right here.
It's not connected. That's clearly
not the proper input.
Well, you got that Mr. Met logo. That's all that matters. You rocking the James Madison shirt. Are you there now?
Oh, God damn it. This fucking shit.
No, there you are. You're back.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I had a fantastic sports weekend. The Mets won and made the playoffs. They celebrated in Atlanta. Love that. JMU went to 4-0, and then my 49ers also got back on track. This is a great sports weekend. Maybe my best as an adult. Big fan.
Oh, wow.
The bar is
the Mets
low,
are up, the Mets are up 8-4 right now. This is great. I'm having a blast.
This will end well. I've seen the Mets give up runs really fast, though. So
I like that Robert said, "Shit, I'm leaving" as soon as Bar was introduced.
I like what Steven had to say because I didn't even think about it. It would have been a great idea.
Grimace costume,
Grimace costume for the show.
It's not too late. We are on air for another 85 minutes plus OT. Can Amazon get it there in time?
They're about to build like an Amazon plant here in Richmond, so soon. Next time I'm on.
There's your Amazon news out of Richmond. It's good to see you, Matt Barr. Thank you for hopping in. I got to be honest, I totally forgot that we were talking about having you on the show to do the tortilla beer that Sarah White got for us. And then you sent that text before the show of like, hey, I got the beer. I'm ready to go. Send me the link. And I went, wait, is Bart doing the show tonight? What is happening? So surprise to everybody, even me.
Yeah, no, and like you said, the world's fastest Wawa run is right down the street, but I don't live in the best neighborhood, so the beer cooler is always locked. So I was frantically running around trying to figure out who the keys to the beer fridge so I could get in and get my beer. And I was just like, come on. And then I got in right when the intro was going, so I was on time.
Dedication to the show, man. Appreciate you being here. We are going to talk Mets. We're going to talk Braves and their joint celebration, which was some weird stuff, and I need to get both of your opinions on that. Also, Scott is in heaven because college athletes have reclaimed every bit of power possible with their red shirt in the middle of the season to be able to transfer and save a year of eligibility. It is going rampant. OWGs across the country are losing their mind, and it's only like 4 people. It's the best thing I've seen this week. Plus, Pete Rose finally died, and I'm going to dance on his grave for a little bit.
Thank goodness.
So let's talk about these beers that we are drinking tonight. They are not the tortilla beer. Sorry, Sarah. Again, my poor play on that part. But let us know what is in your mug, Scott, and rate it on Caesar scale, dog or no dog.
I again was disappointed in the pumpkin selection, so I went back to my personal well. I'm going the Shorts Brews Pumpkin Crusher again. It's a killer. So yeah.
Killer.
Back to you, Kent.
One word, like quick answers, and then throwing it back is gonna mess me up all night.
I was gonna say this is prime MLB playoff Scott right here.
Yeah, this is definitely baseball playoff Scott. Like not paying attention to the show, just like let me get in real quick and I'm out.
Pass on every single question.
As long as you're getting practice now, I suppose you'll be ready when the game starts.
Fair enough. Mookie, what are you drinking tonight? Dog or no dog?
This is a dog. It's Breggart's Brown Ale from Diebold Brewing Company. 5.7% ABV, and this thing is delicious, man. It's got a nice, rich, hearty coffee flavor to it, but it's smooth, not bitter. I'm loving it. This is an absolute dog.
Sounds good. Matt Barr, what did you pick up from Wawa 30 seconds before the show started?
So believe it or not, the craft brewed selection at Wawa is not incredible, but I did manage to find. I did manage to find a Cigar City Highlight IPA, 7.5%. It's a dog. I was with it because it's a standard. It's a standard in this house. So big fan.
That's a great brew. Highlight's a great brew. All right, Sarah is very upset. I'm very sorry, Sarah. I did, as Tyson pointed out, I mookied it up tonight with this beer, and I'm sorry. I'll get it right eventually. I'm sorry.
I like that Matt was the only one who remembered.
Yeah.
The 3 of us are sitting there, and it's like, all right, where's that show link? And I immediately was like, we were supposed to have him on this week because of the tortilla beer.
Those beers are sitting in my fridge ready for you guys. Like they're there. I
didn't think about it all damn week.
Every time I open the refrigerator, I'm like, I want one of these so bad. I want to drink one like right now. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Every time I see it, I'm like, I want one of these right now. Forget to mention it to you guys. Like, hey, let's get these beers out of my fridge, please. Anyways, Rex is drinking 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. That's H2O. It's always a dog. Jared is drinking now Robert Taylor correctly corrected him here because he said he's drinking a 316 IPA from El Segundo, 7.2%. It gets a hell yeah and a solid dog. And Robert Taylor rightfully pointing out that's Broken Skull IPA, Jared. Get it right or pay the price. That's the only wrestler beer you're allowed to have. The Hulk Hogan one, don't do it. But the Stone Cold one, brother. Sarah's drinking a tortilla beer.
Hopefully,
Sarah remembered. I told Sarah I was going to be on. We were doing tortilla beers. She's like, perfect. I'll pick some up.
You should have told me again.
Told
I haven't mentioned it since last week. You mentioned it last week and then didn't say a word about it again.
Yeah,
I know.
Matt.
I forget you guys have children and responsibilities and stuff. I always forget that.
Matt,
And
do a
George
better
remember
job
them.
producing the show that you guest host on from time to time. Really, we need you to step up your professionalism. Okay.
Seriously.
Oh, Jared correcting Robert Taylor. It's a new one.
Oh,
Not
with the
the
clap
It's
back.
called- It's a 316 IPA. Fantastic.
And he called him
So does that mean
Rob.
there's 2 Stone
He
Cold
robbed
beers
his
now?
ass.
Yes, 2 Stone Cold
That's
beers now.
exciting.
I think the third Stone Cold beer should just be called CTE because Stone Cold doesn't believe in CTE for some reason. I don't.
Because he clearly doesn't have it. Jared chiming in and saying he dropped the 4th beer. It's just called 316, different from the 3 types of Broken Skull. Big fan of the series, but 316 just dropped.
Wow.
So they're putting out new. It's always a good sign when you're putting out new shit. That means your brewery is growing.
Rob got big time.
Yeah, duh,
Called
Robbie.
me with that weak shit. He got
Mookie,
Mutombo.
since you're on a roll, why don't you hit us up with Tyson's beer there?
I wasn't even looking at what he wrote. We'll get back to it. Tyson saying he's drinking BBC chocolate ale, long, thick can, really smooth with a creamy finish, 6.9% ABV. Your mom thinks it's a dog.
Race card.
Facts. Is that a platypus in his photo that has been defaced? Like,
think
we
it's
do
a
not
seal.
see
It's like
it
a
for
dick.
that.
That's a
It
seal.
looks like a platypus with a dick drawn on it.
It's a seal with a dick.
It's
Yeah,
drawn
something
have you
on
with
ever
it.
a
seen a
dick drawn
seal
on it.
before?
Yeah.
Well, I just know platypuses are friends of the show, so I want to make sure we're not
Platypi.
defaming friends of the show platypi out here, okay?
Platypi.
Not platypussies.
Platypussies?
Who said that?
Look at that gaggle of platypussies.
Gaggle was such a good choice of words there, Scott.
Absolutely.
Oh, are you ready for the real world? The real word. I just Googled it. It is called a paddle.
A paddle of platypuses.
A paddle of platypussies. There you go.
So the real
Fun fact of
life's
the
even
day.
funnier. That's amazing.
Hold on. He
paddle.
earned it. It's here. So where the fuck? Mike, why are you moving shit?
All
Jake's
of that so you can
wife
get to
made
the fucking
hazy little thing rice, but we subbed in Brewdog Hazy as fuck non-alcoholic beer.
What is
So-
what are we talking about
So
here?
hold on, yeah, I need to hear about this because does that mean you're making rice, but instead of the water you're using beer? And if so, why have I not been doing this my entire life? Because that sounds amazing. That sounds like gourmet type shit, right? Tank, I need more info on this one. Drew, I'm drinking the last one that you had brought over. This is the Lunatic Fridge.
Oh, that's another good one.
This is an IPA. Again, Canada. Yeah, it's a strong beer, 6.2%. Like, bro, this is like the warm-up beer. It's not that strong, but it's a good
They
IPA.
have to classify it differently, you know. It's
Well,
like
yeah.
over here we have light beer, over there they have beer and strong beer. Here we have Bud and Bud Light. Shout out Caesar, never forget that moment, learning the difference between Bud and Bud Light.
That's classic. So there's his beer and strong beer.
Right,
In Canada?
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
well let's raise the level a little bit for a strong beer. Okay, 6.2, not that strong, but it's a good beer. It's a dog. I would absolutely drink this one again. Tank, that's correct. He says that's right. So instead of water, you use beer. I am making rice this way for the rest of my life. I'm
this
so
is
mad at myself for not knowing that this was a possibility. And now I'm gonna sub beer in for water for everything that I'm cooking. Pasta, I'm using beer now instead of water.
Expensive ass pasta all of a sudden.
Not if you use the right beer, right? Like you.
It's a beer.
well done. Well done.
All right, fellas.
It's hard to pull off those accents, guys. Give them some credit, okay?
This is true.
What is happening? My computer is glitching. Mookie.
Damn it, Joe.
Okay, there we go. We got it back. Everybody. Let's start off. Everybody wants to hear about these baseball playoffs. Let's start off talking football.
Well done.
Thank you.
It was the smooth transition right into the opening.
That's how we do it around here. The age of player empowerment, Scott, in college football is here. Like, we thought it was crazy with the NIL, but now nobody really considered this redshirt rule that went into effect. So it's been around for a little bit, but now we're seeing more and more of it, where if a player plays in less than 4 games in a season, they can redshirt. And then they don't lose their year of eligibility. So everybody was talking about how great this is because if somebody were to get hurt, they don't have to use a medical red shirt. They're able to just use a red shirt. Similarly, if you're not having a lot of playing time or somebody beats you out, you can red shirt and come back next year. Well, now we're seeing the other side of it, because this week alone, 3 different players have decided after the 3rd game, you know what? I'm going to sit out. I'm done for the rest of the year. I'm going to go ahead and redshirt. And at the end of the season, I'm going to transfer. The first one was UNLV quarterback Matthew Sluka, who said that UNLV promised him $100,000, of which he has gotten nothing. They said, no, that's not true. We gave you $3,000 a month because that's what we agreed to. He was like, no, it was $100K. And they were like, yeah, do you have that in writing? And his lawyer went, fuck, I knew I was forgetting something. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and sit out. And Sluka decided to sit out. 3 days later, the running back at UNLV decided to also take a red shirt. He's not citing NIL concerns. He's saying that his playing time was diminished, so he is going to sit out the remainder of the year and transfer at the end of the season. And then a USC defensive lineman, Bear Alexander, did the exact same thing, citing playing time. This kid is bananas, fellas. This is going to be his 8th school in 9 years. High school. In 2018, he played for Terrell High School in Texas. 2019, Skyline High School in Texas. 2020, Denton High School in Texas. 2021, IMG Academy in Florida. 2022, he played for Georgia. 2023, he played for USC. 2024, he played for 3 games at USC. 2025, LSU is my guess. I don't know, but this is amazing to me, guys. This is absolutely crazy. Scott, you are always on the side of the player. Have we gone too far? Has things gone a little too far?
Maybe, but oh well. Cat's out of the bag now. Can't put the genie back in the bottle. Sorry.
Let's go fucking Mets, baby! 1-0 on the Brewers. Let's go.
Matt Barr waving move
this man.
I don't care about your booze. I've seen what makes you cheer.
You muted him too, Scott.
I did no. I this was not me. None of this was me. None of the booze or this is just your boy. Yeah, I didn't.
What's that?
I didn't do anything.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't find where the buttons are, so clearly it's not
been me, but it was
should have been. If you were paying attention, Scott.
So, Scott, you were saying before Matt Barr so rudely interrupted you with his Met celebration and his Mr. Met his cutout, wherever the hell that came from. Genie's out of the bottle. Can't
yeah. No, this is great. I mean, fuck these. The coaches have been able to leave forever. You know, any school officials, whatever it's been. It as long as the kids weren't doing it, it was cool in the gang. But now the kids are doing it, and everybody's panicking. I got a text from ESPN during the week. The NCAA is reaching out to Congress. They're hitting the panic button like, oh, God, it's chaos. You guys got to do something about this, you know, after they got investigated for, you know, holding these kids down and had to open up their pocketbooks. Now they're asking for help. I love it. Fuck them. And as long as the games aren't not being played, like people will be like, oh, you know, this is the end of it. No, they're still going to play. People are still going to play. Like, I mean, it may be for 15 different schools in 7 or 8 years, but whatever. Fuck it, we ball.
fuck it, we ball. Exactly right. Like,
Luke, you're a college athletics purist. How do you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
about these guys opting to redshirt, self-redshirting?
Who cares?
Wow, I am shocked by that twist.
I want to care. I want to get outraged and angry with it, but these days there's just too many people trying to make me mad over shit that doesn't matter. Like, I'm sorry, UNLV quarterback. Cute story, bro, but like, you ain't rolling with them big dogs. Like, real football is what was played in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. UNLV ain't about that noise. So let him get his bag, let him do his thing, like whatever. Don't give a shit. It makes for fun interludes when, we need something to talk about instead of a real ball. But overall, like, none of these guys matter. I'm sorry. Like, if you're a real marquee player, you're not pulling this stunt. And they're going to figure out how to put the contracts in place or whatever if they have to. But like, it's UNLV, man. Who gives a shit? Notre Dame lost a cornerback the same way earlier this week. And I was like, oh, God, this is going to kill us. And then we went out and just put a thumping on Louisville. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Bye-bye.
They won.
Bye, Felicia.
Is it a thumping when you win by 7? Can we call that a thumping, winning by 7 and scoring 21 points in the first quarter and then 10 points in the remaining 3 quarters of the game? Can that be that bar? Is that considered a thumping?
It is not, but I really want to know, Bear Alexander, there's a lot of guys that go to school for 9 years and they're called doctors. So what degree are you getting out of this as you transition from school to school to school? I'm genuinely curious. Is he going to be like a double major? Is he going to get multiple degrees from multiple schools? Is he going to
get an odd degree,
high school,
let alone multiple degrees? Like, let's be real.
He went to a different high school every year of high school.
Oh, I think you said. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about colleges.
No, the first 4 were all high school, and then he will be on his 3rd college.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I was watching the Mets win, so I just blanked out there for a second. But I also don't care about these transfers and these red shirts. It gives the power back to the kids, and I love it. And I think that's where it belonged all the time because, like Scott said, coaches leave, players leave. You should have the option to dip out if you want to. And good for them. And if you're rich enough to donate into NIL money, fuck you anyway. We don't give a shit. Fuck you and your money. Fuck you.
Corey said Bear Alexander, DMD, and then Blake said he's not here to play school.
Here to play school. Exactly right. Like,
that's amazing.
If it weren't for shit like this, we'd never have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's run to the national title that led them into the NFL. Like, this is good. This is good for the sport. I think ultimately, if you're in a spot where you feel like you're going to be productive or be able to compete at the highest level, you're not doing this stuff, right? And like that, to me, what's most important, because if you're not reaching your potential, then you're fucking with my line. It's a little forced, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty forced, Mook. That one wasn't
It's
that
like
good.
fake tough guy energy.
Fucking with my line.
Yeah, fucking I'll break your kneecaps.
Mookie's about to post a picture of a wolf on Facebook that says he's like, trust is loyalty, but loyalty is everything. And if you betray my trust, you betray my loyalty, and I'm coming for you.
Well, let's not get too crazy here, because I only care long enough for the one game I'm betting on, and after that, what?
Okay, here's the thing. You don't hear this redshirting happening from like top tier talent, right? Like you're not getting these big. I mean, I guess Bear Alexander is pretty close. He was a 5-star. But like,
he was a 5-star, but what is he now? A chump? Like, come on.
Oh, got him. What is he now? A chump?
Yup.
Boom. Wicked burn.
Man, you got it, Mook. Way to go, bud.
Hope he's not listening to this show because he just got schooled.
Which he's not here to play.
Hold on.
But
Mike,
like this,
they've got these little things for intro video and outro video.
Don't touch anything.
I really wanna. Like, what happens if I just click it?
Please don't touch buttons.
Okay.
Please don't touch buttons. Like,
can I do it later?
No.
Fine.
No, just leave it. It's all good. Everything's fine. Just leave the studio as it is. Okay. So you don't see these top tier guys doing this, right? This is all like the mid-major dudes who are just trying to cash the bag now because they're not going to get one at the next level, right? So I guess this is where everybody who was like, NIL is going to destroy the small programs, and everybody responded with, no, this levels the playing field because now, you can pay a guy to come to MAC schools or whatever. No, now they're screwed because these guys are going to get there and be like, oh, you didn't have my money? Guess what? I'm out. And they're just going to bounce. But this situation is weird, fellas, because a casino in Las Vegas offered to pay the $100,000 to Matthew Sluka. Like, they came out and they were like, we got it. Like, we'll pay it. And UNLV was
still
like,
bouncing.
UNLV was like, nope, we don't want it. Don't pay him.
Dude,
I don't understand why.
What are we doing here? We're turning away free money, right? Like, and I can only think the reason they turned it away is because it's not going to them. Like, pay the kid, keep him on your team, because if you keep winning football games, that's better for you in the long run. But no, it's just like those fuckers in Purdue with their free car bullshit. Like, goddamn people, what are we doing here?
They'd rather shoot their own leg off to make a goddamn point.
Right? They would bite their nose to spite their face.
But no, like, don't you feel, Scott, I feel like you would be right there with them, right? This kid says, I'm leaving, I'm redshirting because you didn't give me my money. And they're like, all right, fine. And then the backup comes in and balls out. And they're like, no, don't give him his money. Why? What? Like, that's where your OW.
That's fine if that's what it was. But I don't think.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's two sides. There's labor and management. I mean, I can spin for either side. I got no problem with that, baby. It just depends on whatever side of the fence I'm on. Don't you worry. I can make sure that I come out smelling like roses no matter what.
I feel like we just found a new segment, and
I absolutely
first
would
of all,
not.
who has a coin anymore to flip first? Like, but I want to do this every week where we flip a coin and make Scott argue one side of an argument.
If I was if I was you, I'd be like,
oh, here you go, bottle cap.
Shit. He tried to get more money out of us, and we ain't paying him shit. Don't pay him a dime. If you want to give that $100,000 to anybody, you should give it to us.
Quattro Z pointing out Jaden Rashada sued Florida over this. Did he ever, whatever came of that case? Because I do remember that happening where he sued Florida because they didn't come up with the money. But that wasn't, he didn't transfer out of Florida, right? Like, he had committed to the program and then bailed before he got there.
Yeah, I don't think he ever made it to campus.
And that's where this is slightly different, because these dudes are like 3 games into the season and they're like, nope, still didn't get money. How do you go 3 games without getting your money and then finally decide to walk away? That's fishy too to me here, fellas. Well, there's a lot to the story that are weird.
I see you got 4 games. It's underneath the bitch better have my money clause.
Exactly.
So,
and you want to get that game tape out there, right? Like, if he was feeling himself, and it would make a lot of sense, right? Where you don't get paid anything until you play your first game, right? So you play the game on Saturday and they're like, all right, we'll pay you Monday, bank's closed. Sorry, buddy. I'd be like, yo, just hit me on that crypto or something. But which is actually what's his name in Florida, I think, had part of that in his deal. But I could see where you get through that first game and you understand they hadn't paid you yet. Then you play the game, they're like stalling, and then you're like, all right, well, this is kind of shitty, but I want to get game tape out there so that you can find your next joint, right? Like, you don't want to just leave yourself high and dry.
Yeah, but you're risking getting hurt, and then you are high and dry, and you're getting no money anywhere. Go ahead, Matt.
This is a classic case of kids learning to always hire a fucking lawyer. Always have someone look over the paperwork, because if you are an 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid signing paperwork that you don't know what it means and they could hide anything in the fine print, you hire someone to look at this. That's why you have agents. That's their job. So in a sense, kind of points to the schools for being skeevy and sneaking it past people that are dumb enough to sign shit without reading it.
Also, let's be honest.
I gotta give the schools a little bit of credit here, because all they had to do is have a lawyer take one look at that and then be like, this isn't gonna work. Don't do that. Don't sign that. Or you have to change this before we will sign.
There was any paperwork. This is assuming anything was written down, which
correct.
is, I'm guessing, didn't happen.
There was no paperwork.
And see, now,
I don't know how you
learned that lesson, right?
His agent has come out and said, yeah, this is bullshit. Like, they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. It's $100K. There was a verbal agreement. They were like, whoa. Did you say verbal? And he was like, there was a verbal agreement. Yeah, that's binding. And they were like, you got that in writing anywhere? And he was like, well, no, we didn't write.
Who the fuck was his agent? Jay Moore from Jerry Maguire? What the fuck is this?
Whoa. Now, Jay,
you didn't get anything. You didn't get anything in. It's on the kid.
That's what I'm telling you. There is so much shady shit around this that I don't know if this promise was ever even made. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Blake's in the comments saying his agent wasn't even licensed in Nevada. What?
Well, I mean, that's I mean, whatever. What is
Sounds
what
like
is
he had
being
a
license, really, right?
Sounds like he had a family friend who chases ambulance. Look it over.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Don't worry, I'm a lawyer. I do this all the time.
Dude passed the bar in Idaho. He's like, I can practice anywhere. This is fine. This is fine.
I mean, are Idaho
Yeah,
and Vegas really that
Better
different, Matt?
call
Like,
Saul to represent.
He did.
What the shit, man? Slippin' Jimmy, how's this paperwork look? What paperwork? All right, sounds good to me. Good job. Sarah saying verbal don't mean shit unless it comes to consent, Sarah. Then it's very important.
Then it's binding.
11th commandment. 11th commandment.
Whoa. So, Scott, stop throwing around the B word like that.
All right. Shifting gears slightly, playoff stuff, fellas. The playoffs haven't started yet. We haven't even hit a 12-team. We've not had a single game in the 12-team playoff era yet. And the SEC and Big Ten already want to change it. Like, they have come out and said, you know what? This isn't really fair, okay? We expanded. We have so many teams now. It's not fair that we only get one spot in this playoff. We should have 2 guaranteed spots in the playoffs because we're so big. Like, we expanded and we've got all these things, so we deserve 2 spots now guaranteed. And it's basically because they looked at how the playoffs are going to shake out, and they're like, wait a second, our conference champion is in the top 4. The team that comes in second and is probably better than every other team is 5th at best and has to run through like the number 1 or number 2 team in order to get to the championship. Nope, don't want it. We deserve 2 guaranteed spots. Scott, we haven't even seen a college football ranking yet, a playoff ranking yet, and they already want to change it. How Big Ten SEC is this?
I don't know why they're worried. Like, they should have played this card after one cycle, like after it went down once, just to see how it's going to shake out. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they know that the Big Ten and the SEC, they're going to magically find themselves with a couple extra teams. Like, come on, man, you know the NCAA got you, baby. They're not gonna do you like that. They need to. They want that money too. They know where their bread is buttered. So there's gonna be some fuckery coming down the stretch, and we'll magically get a couple extra of each of them. Like, I don't know why either of them are sweating it already. Like, if after the first one it happened, then I could understand them coming out and grumbling and doing. I'm not saying that they're right. I think it's hilarious that they're out here bitching. When they wanted expansion of the playoffs because they thought it would get them more, and now they're like, wait a second. I guess they didn't read the fine print either. But yeah, I mean, I let it play itself out first before you play this card. This seems so premature.
Matt Barr, you were jumping around at this story.
Yeah, no, the thing is after the first year, they are going to come for the non-Power 5 school. They're immediately going to, like, whoever makes it to the playoffs, if they get blown out, the Big Ten and the SEC are like, oh, we could have put teams in a bit more competitive than that. Oh, we don't need that team. And that's like the whole point of the playoff, was to give a non-Power 5 school a chance. And this is the definition of give a mouse a cookie. The NCAA has been giving the Big Ten and the SEC whatever the fuck they want for the last 15 years. And now they just want more and more and more and more. And they're not going to give up until, like, hey, how about college football is just the Big Ten and just the SEC? Everybody else can play in a separate division. It's fine. They can do that. No, fuck the Big Ten, fuck the SEC. You guys got way too big. That's on you. The Big Ten has, 18, 19, 22 teams in it? Change your fucking name before I take you seriously, because you called yourself the Big Ten when there was 10 fucking schools.
I mean,
you're not the Big Ten anymore. You were the Midwest where they didn't know how to run offense. Now you went and got all the West Coast schools.
Hang on. Hold on.
Oh, is the Notre Dame fan offended that in the conference he's not in?
Your point is immediately shut down, considering Michigan just beat USC after throwing the ball for 32 yards in the game. So this whole idea
that
of
was disgusting.
Midwest offense doesn't hack it with you got to get the West Coast. Sorry, bro.
All right. Yeah, no, that's fair. No, I'm saying they were the conference that couldn't run offense and
score 65 points a game. That, can you just give the rest of the country a break, dude? Like, Dukes.
Yeah, save some offense for the rest of us, bro.
No.
You and your Dukes.
133 points in the last 2 weeks, baby.
God damn it, fellas. Son of a bitch. Dan said, woo, go blue. Get him, Mike. I tuned in just in time. I didn't think he was He caught me supporting Michigan. Son of a bitch. Mookie, do we think this happens? Do we think the Big Ten and the SEC get their way here and they each get 2 automatic bids? So 4 total bids out of a 12-team playoff to the Big Ten and SEC?
Honestly, when you think about the way that the future of college football is going in the playoff,
shit, fellas, you know what that means? Don't you turn off my music, Mookie. It's time for the Wise Guys Top 10.
When it comes to expanding the playoffs,
Mookie, stop hitting buttons.
Where are you going to go besides the Big Ten and SEC? Where are you going to go? Right?
If you haven't seen the show before, we keep track each week of the top 10 schools based solely on their odds to win the national championship. It's the Wise Guys Top 10 because coaches don't know what the fuck they're talking about. AP doesn't know, but Vegas always knows. So here we go, fellas. This week's Wise Guys Top 10 for week 5. Here we are. Starting off number 10. Get the full board up there, fellas, because Notre Dame's back. Plus 4,000 odds to win the national title. Notre Dame back in the top 10 this week. Number 9, Clemson at plus 3,500. Boo, Bill, and the shitty Clemson team. They'll lose.
Give it time.
Guaranteed. Number 8, we got a tie. Ole Miss and Penn State, both at plus 2,000 odds. Number 7, Miami, plus 1,800. Number 6, Tennessee at plus 1,000, which I think is very low. That's low for that team. They are dangerous, fellas. Number 5, Oregon, plus 900. That's some good value right there, Mook. You want to get on that Oregon train before they beat Ohio State, and those odds drop dramatically. Number 4, fella, we got to shake up this week in the Wise Guys Top 10. Number 4, Georgia. They've fallen to number 4 at plus 650. Their odds went from like plus 360 last week to plus 650 after their loss to Alabama, so they fall to number 4. Texas holds that number 3 spot at plus 500. They stay pat there. Number 2, Alabama jumping up to number 2. I think they were 5 last week, plus 350. And then number 1, Ohio State at plus 320. There are your Wise Guys Top 10 for this week. Scott, any surprises there for you?
No, other than the fact that, again, why is the SEC and Big Ten bitching? All 4 of the top 4 is SEC and Big Ten. Like, what more do they want?
The Big Ten doesn't even have a leg to stand on because they've only got one team in there. So until you get 2 in the Wise Guys Top 4, you don't get to bitch about the playoffs.
Mike,
I don't get it. But
how many SEC teams in the Wise Guy Top 10 total? Is it 5, 6?
That's a great question. Let's go back.
I mean, I think it's at least 5.
3 in the top 4.
Half.
3 in the top 4.
1, 2, 1.5.
You got 5 teams in the top 10.
Like, Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. Do we have an updated picture, the playoff picture?
Do we have an updated playoff picture, Scott? Of course we do. Your boy comes prepared. This was last week's playoff picture, fellas. Hang on. Let's go ahead and
you're really going to confuse Mookie now.
Yeah, now's where Mookie really gets lost.
Should I just close my eyes?
This was last week's picture with Ohio State, Georgia at number 2, Miami at number 3, Utah at number 4. Fast forward to this week. Basically, Alabama and Georgia swap places. That's it. Those are the only real changes between last week and this week.
I thought,
yes, Matt Barr, your thumbs down is noted. I understand you want James Madison in that 12 spot. I get it. They do not have the odds. Their odds to win the national title are nowhere near the Boise State odds at this point. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, because we use the Vegas odds in this bracket.
Oh my God, the light bulb just went off a year and a half after doing this segment.
I thought it was always the group of 5.
No, wait, this is 2 years.
I thought it was the highest ranked AP group of 5 team that got into the
No, the entire premise of this segment has been that we rank and then slot just purely based off the odds.
But I thought it was we ranked in the other slide, but this was like the AP slide.
The music that is played is something you would play when you're ordering a cold cut sandwich and you're thinking about the ice. What are we doing here, Mookie, bud? Come on.
We've also been doing it, every week for the past.
But see, like, well, where's Boise in the AP? Are they 12?
Why are you still asking anything about the AP? Can you AP
gambling, Mookie? This is strictly gambling. We said the AP doesn't know shit. Coaches don't know shit. This is all about Vegas.
It's about gambling. Where are my odds? Give me some odds up here if this shit's about gambling.
I just gave you the odds for the top 10 teams.
I didn't see Boise State listed in any of those.
Because they weren't in the top 10.
I don't see Notre Dame on the picture either.
They're not in the. They don't qualify just because they're in the top.
We only did top 10.
They don't.
Boise's at 12.
Mookie, the 4.
But Notre Dame's at 10. Where are they?
Hold on, Mookie. I'm gonna explain it.
You get this needle, Mike.
The last time I will explain how the playoff system works. Okay, the top 4 seeds are the top highest ranked conference champions. Period.
Yep.
End of story. Doesn't matter where they're ranked. Top conference champions. Yes. The last spot is there's one more conference champion that gets seeded based on wherever they fall. If they're like 6th in the college football rankings, they'll end up in the 6th seed. Okay. That's it. That's period. That's going to be the group of 5 slot. All right. They are always going to be the 12 seed. There is never going to be a group of 5 that climbs up there. I guess you could say Cincinnati a couple years ago could have done it. So Boise State right now, they're like ranked 25th. They're 12 because they're the highest ranked group of 5 assumed champion.
But Notre Dame was 10. And instead I see stupid Penn State in there.
That was also in the Wise Guys top 10.
Well, it should be Ole Miss and Penn State because they were tied at least. I mean, if we're going to be consistent.
I'm going to keep doing the segment. He's going to get it eventually, guys.
We got the perfect segue though. Go to Blake's comment and
I'm really glad I saw Mike on Saturday because that means I'm probably not going to see him for at least 6 weeks, which gives me time for this to calm down so he doesn't punch me in the face. That's it.
Blake saying Pete Rose would have loved the Wise Guys segment.
That's
good point. That's a very good point. Let's talk baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh shit.
Pete Rose is dead. Thank fucking God. I never thought I'd say this. It's a terrible thing to say. I am so glad Pete Rose has died. But I'm not looking forward to the next couple weeks because it's already started. The nut huggers have already started. Pete Rose deserves to be in. He should be in. It was a lifetime ban. His life is over. He deserves to be in. Pete Rose deserves to be in. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Greatest hitter of all time. Living in Cincinnati as Pete Rose has passed away has been the worst 24 hours I've ever experienced in the city. It is so annoying. Every single post I see on social media is about Pete Rose. Everybody is caping up for this dude. Every single person is pouring out their emotions of like, I love Pete Rose. He played the game the right way. That's the kind of guy I grew up watching Pete Rose. Blah, blah, blah. Pete Rose fucked a little kid. All right. What are we doing caping up for this man? He fucked a 16-year-old girl and then admitted it in court documents. The people who are caping up for Pete Rose drive me fucking crazy. This dude was a pedophile, an admitted pedophile. When they said Pete Rose was fucking 14-year-old girls in spring trainings, he went, no, I was not. They were 16, okay? That's about Pete Rose. 34 years old, married with 2 kids, and admitted to fucking a 16-year-old girl. This dude deserves nothing. He deserves to be buried upside down, fucking 12 feet underground. Burn the body. I'm so sick. Every time I see somebody post about Pete Rose, I just want to let them know, hey, you realize you're defending a fucking pedophile? Like, you are actively posting for the world to see, hey, guess what? I love this pedophile. He deserves more accolades. I'm sick of it, guys. It's been 24 hours, and it's just going to get worse. The people putting flowers at his statue at the stadium, you are honoring a fucking pedophile.
It's 44 minutes into the show.
Just spit hashtag facts. Like I was looking for
There's
a better
your
one.
promo
Like
for the week, folks.
we need to find like a just like preach son drop where we let you stand out because I mean
I'm a man. I'm 40.
we need something with that fire, but with like the justification of you absolutely fucking nailed it. Because I had the exact same feeling when I heard this shit the other day, and I was like, someone's gonna punch me in the face this week. Someone's gonna hit me because they're gonna say something about Pete Rose and be like, "You mean the pedophile?" And then I'm just gonna get cold cocked, like because that's exactly it. I don't give a shit about how many hits he had or how much he hustled. Oh man, nobody has ever hustled more. Yeah, hustled at fucking kids. Like it's just. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There is no excuse for, well, times were different back then. Like, no. Period. End of sentence. Fuck that guy. Back to you, Ken.
Matt Barr, people were clamoring for your Pete Rose take earlier in the show.
Yeah, so in one of the group chats with the guys, I brought up that Pete Rose was a pedophile. And a lot of them learned about it for the first time. And then as a ruse, they attempted to find ways to defend him. And they were all doing this on purpose to rile me the fuck up. And it worked because I was thinking, I am friends with the scummiest group of dudes on the face of the earth. And I haven't hung out with them enough to know if they're really that way or not. So it really threw me for a loop. Fuck Pete Rose. Get his shit out of the Hall of Fame. I don't care if he's the hit king. I don't care that he gambled on baseball even that much. I'm here for the pedophile shit. And by here for the pedophile shit, which is a really weird way to say that, I mean to say that I am here to enlighten people. And one of my favorite
47 minutes
tweets
on that one.
Yeah, one of my favorite tweets I saw come out was Pete Rose almost lived to 84 years old. He was almost 16 years away from 100. Google Pete Rose 16 to learn more. And that was like the perfect fucking tweet for me because I was like, I'm just hoping that more people realize now that he's dead that he was a massive piece of shit. A massive piece of shit. And does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is better without him. In fact, get all of his little rinky-dink shit out of the Hall of Fame. Because fuck you, Pete Rose.
It's a great point you bring up, Matt Barr, because I agree with you. Also, like Ron Oster was out here saying, it is a shame that Pete Rose made it into the Heavenly Hall of Fame before he made it into the
Right.
That's an actual quote.
That's kind of amazing, actually. I get that's an all-timer. He sat there and he's like, watch this bullshit I'm about to put out into the universe. I kind of like that one. I can appreciate that as a bullshitter.
I just love that, like,
as a bullshit.
You know what he did, Ron Oster. Like everybody should know what he did. It's court documents. I can't believe people don't talk about it more. Like Pete Rose legit in court was like, I didn't fuck her when she was 14. She was 16. That's like you could look up the transcript. It's amazing to me. And if you don't know the situation, Dowd, the guy who did the initial investigation into Pete Rose, the Dowd report is what found that Pete Rose gambled on baseball. He wasn't
even trying to catch him for it.
He wasn't,
just
but
out in the open.
Well,
and he's like, oh, by the way,
about that. Rich, that does lead to a conspiracy theory. We can talk about that in 1 second. But Dowd was doing a talk show circuit and said something about Pete Rose fucking little girl. So Pete Rose filed a defamation lawsuit against Dowd, and it went to court, and Dowd was able to bring up these charges and these complaints and these witnesses and Jane Doe, and Pete Rose was like, nope, I didn't bang her when she was 14, she was 16. So that's where you're wrong, because age of consent, no, it's okay. It's mind-boggling to me, absolutely mind-boggling. Thank you, Chase. If you have to use age of consent in your argument, then you've lost the fucking argument.
Give it to him.
Yeah, Mookie.
Give it to him.
He's a 34-year-old married dad of 2 banging a high school girl. There's no justification at that point that you can make to me. Did you just learn that fact, Matt Barr?
Nope. I'm just looking at Corey's comment that says the only Mendoza line Pete Rose hit below was off the field.
Oh. Go ahead, Mook. Go ahead.
But that's like savage. And It's savage because it's true. Like, I just, why is this the dude people want to cape for? Like, you only have so much like equity or whatever you can put behind people, and this is why I hate this city. That's
what it boils down to, Matt. Man, it's the city. It's the lack of self-esteem and all that shit. Like, I'm here for the pedophile, Matt Barr, quote of the ages.
Now they got you saying it, Scott.
Yeah,
so
that's double
sucks to
drop
be
on the
you.
intro.
Like, we're so clean, buddy.
Drop in the intro. That's why I didn't read the comment and just put it up on the thing. I'm not stupid. I'm not falling for putting that out on the internet for people to be able to clip and use at their leisure. Nope, not even both of you though are ended up in the intro now. That shit is absolutely hitting the intro. Sorry,
but yeah, I mean, it's this city. It's the self-esteem. It's just he's one of us, so we've got to defend him as much out. Like, it just whatever. Like, no amount of evidence can change their mind, and it's sad that this town has that mentality that they just can't look past the fact that he's Dirt McGirt. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like,
what is happening in the Braves game right now that has you so distracted?
It's the usual. Like, I actually told my brother earlier, I was like, Fernando Tatis is probably gonna fucking hit a home run in the first inning. He did. Good stuff. good fucking
Scott. Come on,
good fucking stuff.
You have been so distracted. I keep going to look. Like, I look to go to you, and I'm like, nope, can't go to Scott. He's not paying attention. We're talking about right now.
I'm listening to everything, but no, you guys were nailing it on the Pete Rose stuff, so I kind of checked out. I'm like, what more can I add to this conversation? Like, you guys have said everything, but again, I mean, for people who don't live in Cincinnati but understand, and I mean, I remember when I came down here in college, I was like, God, this city has this like small town mentality, but they want to be considered a big city, and the rest of the country and the real big cities, the LAs, the Chicagos, the DCs, and all that, like, look at it and it's like, you're not a fucking big city. And then it's stuff like this that reminds you, like, no, Cincinnati's not a big city. Like, and if it's just a spread out area with a bunch of small town thinking fucks, and they would support a guy like this just purely on the fact that he grew up on the West Side and he's one of us. And so every other fact be damned.
So let's do this, Scott, because I'm curious to know your answer. Because I like when people say Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, who cares that he bet on baseball, blah, 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 and do that whole song and dance. My response is always he shouldn't be in the Baseball Hall of Fame because he's a pedophile. Like, that's just the thing I go to. But should a player's morality and what they do off the field come into play when it comes to a Hall of Fame? Or should it strictly be on the field only? Like, what happened on the field, that's the only thing we're looking at. Because this is where I feel like you have to draw a line somewhere, but where is that line? Like, what is the third rail that you have to be like, nope, now you're disqualified from the Hall of Fame? Because there's got to be something. I feel like you can't just be purely on field, but you need to be
I feel like it's not that hard, Mike. I feel like we could make a list.
Yeah, well, no,
be like, well, fucking the kids, one, killing people, another.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, it feels like it's just like the basic human moralities. Like,
how about this? Don't get a felony.
Right. Like, there's no list you need to make.
Right.
There's nothing that you like need to write out. It's just, were you a shitty human being? Yes or no?
He had terrible fucking hair.
Like, it's generally a really straightforward question. Like, I
have a weird take. I have a weird take on this. It depends on the sport. If your sport may give you CTE, you get a little bit more of a pass on the morality code because you don't know what those scrambled eggs upstairs are going to do.
I could buy.
So, baseball players, they don't get CTE. They don't get the morality pass. Football players, hockey players, boxers, maybe we'll let him slide a little bit.
Okay, now let's take it a step further. What if you're accused of something horrible but found not guilty? So, OJ comes to mind as somebody who we all probably agree He killed 2 people. Should OJ be in the Hall of Fame because he was found not guilty? Like in the eyes of the law, he was guilty of that crime.
Yes.
Not guilty.
He's not guilty. The glove didn't fit. You acquit. He's in the Hall of Fame.
So now we're saying that it's based on whether or not you were found guilty of said crime, correct? Is that now what the goalpost has been moved to?
No.
Because at first you said if they did it, they shouldn't be allowed in. You murder somebody, you should.
Well, then prove he did it. Prove he did it. Then prove he did it, motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I will say to you. Do you got that in writing? You've been lawyered, bitch.
Actually, I do have it in writing. It's a book written by O.J. Simpson. It's called If I Did It. The motherfucker just said, if.
Race card.
That if is the hardest if in the history of ifs.
It's the hardest working of all time.
I'm also convinced that I actually don't think O.J. Simpson did it. I think his son did it on O.J.'s orders. Now, O.J. told him to do it, but I think O.J.'s son did it. And that's how they were able to, like, oh, the glove doesn't fit because it really didn't fit his hand because it fit his son's hand.
Nah, OJ did that shit. OJ definitely did that shit, man.
Yeah, OJ did that shit, dog. I don't need to see nothing else. He did that shit. But you can't prove it.
That happened.
But you can't prove it, so it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Pete never even got charged. I don't know what. So what do you do with that now, Scott?
Well, no, I mean that's the weird part about both. I was thinking about this earlier at work, like because I was like, God, we're gonna have this conversation later. And I think about it, I'm like, it reminds me of the Karl Malone thing, where it's kind of like, oh yeah, it happened, but like nobody knows about it, and it's just kind of like they're like, if you Google it, it's one of the first things to pop up. But like, I don't remember when I found out about the Karl Malone shit, but it was way too far after it all went down. And the Pete Rose stuff, like you said, unless you kind of like follow it and know, like, I mean, that's been swept under the rug more or less. Like nobody really knows about it. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
There's a conspiracy theory that the lifetime ban was for this stuff. It wasn't for gambling. It was for this stuff. That Dowd found out about it. Obviously, he had receipts when he got sued for defamation. He found out about it. He took all of it to Giamatti, and he was like, hey, look, he did bet on baseball, but he also did some really fucked up shit over here. So what are you going to do about this? And Giamatti then went to Pete and said, hey, look, we know it all. We got it all. We know you're running 14, 15-year-old girls in spring training. We know all of it. We've got receipts. We got witness statements. We got the proof. Accept the lifetime ban. We'll call it for betting on baseball. All of this shit gets buried. And that's why Pete accepted the lifetime ban. Because if you remember, Pete was denying that for like forever, but he accepted it because he didn't want any of this stuff coming out. Conspiracy theory. Again, that's the theory. It seems reasonable. Like,
hey, look, if that's the case, it's the first good decision Major League Baseball has made since integrating. Like, wow. That's awesome. If that's what if that's what it is, if that's what the suspension is for, the lifetime suspension is for being a pedophile, fuck yeah, I love that. Because I think we've seen as these players, especially as we get into the new gambling era, where these guys will get caught. They're going to get, an 80-game suspension at first and then 160, and then after that, they get a lifetime ban? Because it's really hard to sit here and die on the hill that Pete Rose was suspended forever for gambling if you're just going to slap these guys on the wrist for what they're doing. So if this is for pedophile shit, fuck yeah, Major League Baseball, way to go. I'm proud of
Scott,
you.
what do you think about this conspiracy theory?
It's giving Major League Baseball too much credit, and I like it as much as I like. I like it about as much as I like the whole Jordan took a year to play baseball because he was actually suspended. I think that's just as dumb. So no.
It was Paul Giamatti's dad, dude. So he might have had.
Yeah, might. But again, like I said, you're giving baseball way too much credit. Like, if that is all true and they've been able to hide it this entire time, I mean, wouldn't that be the most miraculous thing that Major League Baseball has ever pulled off? And they couldn't figure out how to accurately handle their own All-Star game. Come on.
And again, you got to take it all with a grain of salt because, again, you're getting this from a co-op. Because Chase pointing out, Mike, you're never going to beat the Fed allegations by going after OJ so hard.
I am not a co-op. I'm not a co-op. I'm telling you.
Feels like you are.
I'm
also,
not a co-op. I'm not
Chase
a co-op.
once again roasting Matt, saying it's about that shit. Hell yeah, I love that. Matt Barr.
Hey, Mookie.
Way to censor yourself,
Yeah,
Mookie.
see, that's how
I'm
you
proud
do
of
that.
you. That was good, bud.
That's how you do that right there.
That was good. I hate being on this episode.
Also, Matt, thank you
Robert
for your
saying
service.
Chase is rethinking the seating next weekend now, Matt Barr. Nobody forced you to say it either. That was the funny thing to me.
I know. I just
right in it all on your own. You were like, "Hey, what's that? Landmine? Boom! Ah!
Wonder what happens when I step on this."
I got 2 legs. It'll be fine.
It wouldn't be the first time I'm allowed back on the internet.
Hey, that's why they made the dark web, Matt. It's fine.
Give the air horn, Mookie. Deep cut right there. Guys, bullying works. Scott talked about the MLB.
What?
Not getting shit right, but they finally did, Scott. They finally got it right. Next year, All-Star game, home whites and away grays.
Oh yeah, we did bully him good. Bullying doesn't work by them, but we can bully them into doing anything we want. Except for get rid of some of those city connects, I guess.
Yeah, some of those are bad. They're fixing the Nike Fanatics thing. They're going back to the home whites and the away grays in the All-Star game. All is right with the world. Matt Barr, you're a bobblehead over there with how much you're not.
Yeah, no, I love this stuff that has nothing to do with underage girls, and I'm a big fan of all of the choices that Major League Baseball is making right now. I think fixing the jerseys, even if you look at them in the playoffs right now, they look like shit. They look so bad. When I see a mound meeting and you see all of the guys with their little mini letters that are that big on the back of their jerseys, it looks terrible. The All-Star game, I thought those uniforms were dumb. It didn't do anything for me. It just takes me back to the late 90s baseball when I think baseball was at its absolute best during the steroid era.
Yes.
That's what we're here for. I want to see all these guys wearing their home whites or their road grays. I'm a huge fan of it. I think Major League Baseball finally making some good decisions. So yes, I'm happy bullying on the internet actually works.
Mookie, as the non-baseball fan, is this getting you tuning into the All-Star game now?
Nope. Oh, shit.
Way great. They're back though. It's exciting.
What are back?
The
All-Star
home
uniforms
whites and the away grays in the All-Star game. They're back.
Like, why couldn't we just take a page out of the NFL's book and do color rush unis, but in your actual team's colors for the All-Star game? Like, that'd be sick.
No. You
listen to MLB radio, Scott. Shut up.
Yeah, so like a bright purple ass fucking Colorado Rockies jersey. That's what you're saying. That would be a good.
That'd be fire.
Look, huh? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
be the fit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yep.
Mookie, stay now watching baseball. We're good.
I mean, that's true. Even if that happened, I would maybe watch 0 pitches.
Oh, got it good.
Chase said that his fiance said his eyes are so pretty about me, but by the time he looked, it was on Scott, and she immediately said, "Not his."
Wow. That's pretty fucking racist.
And then he's got to walk it back too because he's saying, "I'm kidding. She's not drunk," but she did say that.
But then he added, and has now added that Scott's eyes are pretty too, just not as pretty as Mike's.
I'm going to
kick, save, and a butte.
Race card.
I'm going to fact check all of this at the wedding in a couple weeks and report back to you guys. See, that's what you really.
Wait a minute. It's Chase. Chase is getting married.
Yes, that's what a fucking wedding is, Mookie.
Well, how would I know that? I wasn't invited. Like,
no shit.
God, for obvious reasons. But still, congratulations, Chase.
For obvious reasons, he said.
Yeah, I mean, who wants me at their wedding with an open bar?
I'd bring you there, but, I'd also dress you up in a jester outfit like we were in the medieval times.
I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I know you would.
Mm-hmm. Wait, do I still get to eat like a half of like a chicken like I'm in medieval times? Do I get that part too? No. Have you not
Back
been
to you, Kent.
Bar, Scott, your boys went 162 to determine the last few spots in the playoffs.
No, that's crazy. They went the full schedule. Wow.
It took them to 162. It wasn't wrapped up early. But what happened after game 2 of the doubleheader is what I want to get to, fellas, because both teams were celebrating together on the field after game 2. Because after the first game, the Mets had clinched a playoff berth. And then after the game 2, the Braves clinched their playoff berth. And then the Mets celebrated with the Braves. They're divisional rivals. What are we doing here? What the fuck is this? Scott, defend this shit. Defend it. I dare you.
That shit. That looks like Gio Urshela. He ain't one of us. He's just a fill-in. Plus, it said SNY up there in the corner. It's Photoshop.
Matt Bard, defend your team celebrating with the Braves after losing a game.
Did it upset Scott? If the answer is yes, I fucking love it. He was so mad when I shared it with him. He goes, nope, didn't fucking happen. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. No. He went full Trump mode and just went deny. And he's talking about how huge the Braves' chances are in the playoffs. And I was like, all right, man, that's cool.
Well, now I know you're lying because Scott doesn't talk about huge chances for the Braves. He's like, we got in. We're going to lose immediately.
And right on schedule over here.
How is that game going, man?
It's still 2-0.
Oh, good. There's time, right? Lots of baseball.
Lots of game.
Thoughts and prayers, Scott. Thoughts and prayers. What is for Mookie, who doesn't like baseball? What is the one series that he should be paying attention to? Keep in mind, Mookie is a degenerate and is probably going to want to be putting a lot of prop bets down. So what is the one series, Scott, that Mookie should be looking at in this MLB play, at least the first round of the play?
Tigers Astros, bro? Come on now.
Tigers Astros is the easy answer because he's kind of adjacently tied to liking teams in Michigan. But I mean, I think the best series when you're talking about matchup wise is Kansas City and Baltimore. Kansas City and Baltimore is fun.
When did Kansas City get good?
I mean, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I mean, like they've been slowly building up, and then they kind of spent just enough money in the offseason to make irrelevant. And like that's the thing about in baseball. There's a whole lot of owners that just don't like spending money ever. So if you spend a little bit of money, if you spend a little bit of money, it can make a huge difference. I mean, the Orioles are kind of finding that out too. They finally spent money and to add in, and like it just can't be that you just draft and develop talent and like that's all you got to supplement with other guys. And Kansas City did that in a little bit bigger way than they have before, and here they are. I mean, it's the most fun matchup to watch in the first round to me. It might not end up being the best, but today was a 1-0 game, and Kansas City went into Baltimore and won. I mean, Orioles have been floundering for the last kind of month, but they were the best team in baseball for like the first 2/3 of the season. So,
really, or outside of the Mets, who's the series that you would?
It's the Orioles and Royals, and I wouldn't even say the Mets. It's absolutely the Orioles and the Royals. The Orioles, if you look at their starting lineup from a position player standpoint, 8 of 9 guys are homegrown, drafted, came through the Orioles minor league system, and that is awesome. Yeah, that is something that's so cool to see. The first baseman is the only one that came from another team, and I believe he came from Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about Mountcastle?
Yeah,
I believe at one point, yeah, he was a Royal.
Yeah, I think he was drafted by the Royals. So I think that's the best matchup. It's the youngest talent group that there is in the playoffs right now, and I think both those teams are going to be competing for a very long time in baseball. Huge fan of that matchup. I also did like Mookie's take on the Tigers and the Astros because Tariq Skubal went out and threw a gem today.
Yeah,
and he's going to win this. He won the
Skubal's
triple crown in
good,
the AL.
man.
He won the triple crown in the AL. He's awesome.
And he didn't need to sit out his last start to do it either.
Ooh, no. Shots fired. Holy shit. That's some shots fired there, Mook.
Who's he firing him at?
Well, we had 2 Triple Crown winners this year, Matt Barr. We had an AL.
Oh, he's throwing it Chris Sale. The Mets were throwing that game 100% of the way. You want to know why? Because they'd rather play the Brewers, who they just beat, then go to San Diego and play the Padres. The Mets were playing chess, not checkers.
But the Braves scratch Chris Sale.
It wasn't
correct. So they would have him for tonight because the Mets were throwing that game and we're not going to win.
They would like you to believe it so that they could have him for tonight. But maybe they didn't want his ERA to blow up and he blows the Triple Crown. That's all. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. Matt. I'm not saying. Just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Just saying.
No, the Mets did not want to sweep the Braves. They wanted to win one game, make it in, get the Brewers, and then let the Braves go play the fucking Padres because fuck the Padres.
The Barbs.
The Barbs.
Go Blades. Go Blades.
Go Blades.
Oh shit.
Dude, we're gonna be in overtime and we've only talked about stupid baseball because I can't bet on the Sox anymore, man.
It's 9/11. What?
Wait, first of all, did you miss the whole beginning of the show?
Yeah, the first hour.
Football for an hour?
No, because that confused me, so it didn't happen.
Back to you, Ken.
No, sounds like Trump.
And it's 3rd and 2. See, that's what we got to work those two in simultaneously. We don't want to overuse the back to you, Ken.
3rd and 2. I forgot about that one.
And we're back. It's 3rd and 2.
Classic.
Ball State lining up here against
classic B-roll footage of
Akron Zips
pouring Cincinnati chili on a hot dog, and we're back. It's 3rd and 2. I love it.
How much longer until we get Wednesday Maction again? I miss that. It's got to be soon, right? We're in week 5.
What night Maction? What night Maction?
I was gonna say, wasn't it Thursday?
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday night Maction.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
Fire. Pass the ball. I got it. Tuesday. Clink. Shit. Corey said Mookie's still trying to figure out the rankings. That's probably accurate.
I don't know why Notre Dame's not in. We're ranked 10th. We should be on the fucking 12-team playoff.
Because
you take one out for power
guaranteed
for a group of 5.
spots. There's 2 guaranteed spots.
2
that are two spots that are guaranteed that are going to teams outside of the top 10.
See,
Utah
that's dumb.
is not in
right
the
there,
top
that's
10.
stupid. Why do we give them 2? We only give the SEC and Big Ten 1 each, and we're going to give these other conferences 2.
Oh my God.
It's okay, guys. It's not that big of a studio. Mike will be back.
I didn't want to.
Mike, how did it feel not succumbing to the Red Rifle revenge game?
Well, to do that, we have to do this correctly. So I guess we'll go back to football.
Good. Feel real good.
Damn, it's too quiet, fellas. The volume.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it.
On that.
But yeah, you're right. It was very low.
Let's try that one again. How did it feel not succumbing to the Red Rifle revenge game?
Good. Feel real good.
There you go. That's it. Good. Real good. They beat Carolina. Cool. Still not sold on this season. I want Zach Taylor gone. I want him fired.
And it's 3rd and 2.
All right, Robert is executive producing the show from the comment section. So let's go ahead and give Mookie more airtime. That's what everybody needs on this show, is to get Mookie some more airtime. So Mookie, this is a question for you first. Let's cue you up.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
Robert Taylor wants to know, Mookie, what are your top 3 lines to bet for this weekend, and what are the best spreads? That's a loaded question. I don't know how much research you've done. Let's stick strictly to the NFL for this one, Mook, because there's a lot of betting. Actually, you know what? Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Go ahead.
Perfect. So 3 lines that I feel like you all can hammer right now with a large stack of cash and feel confident. Let's go over average baby weight. Let's go over expected due date. and let's go under on amount of times Drew faints into the delivery room. That's right, folks. Those are your hot takes on the Wyborski baby pool prop bets. So get your shit in. I put it in the group once. You assholes have not signed up in droves like I expected. Let's have some action on this. I got money I'm looking to give away, but I can't give it away if no one enters. So right now the pot's sitting at a cool $90. Put your shit in so I can give you money. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
If you enter this baby pool, you actually can withdraw the money, unlike Mookie when he bets.
Yeah, that's true. Facts. It comes to me via Venmo. I will pay it out.
I think I've come to the realization that Mookie talks all this big game, but in reality, he's betting like 75 cents to $1 and he's winning like 35 cents and he can't cash out because the minimum to cash out is like $5. And they're like, you ain't got it, bud. And he's like, one of these days I'm going to get there. So he's just slowly inching his way up penny by penny to get to the $5 withdrawal. And that's why he doesn't withdraw.
I like
to an extent you're not wrong. However,
theory on the show. Much better than MLB being competent.
Yeah,
I don't unit shame, but when your unit is found on the register because somebody didn't want to put coins in their pocket, I'm going to shame you a little bit for that.
Hey, look, I'm looking at my stats on DraftKings right now because I love that they give you this.
Now, wait, hold on. Here it is. This is where Mookie goes into
ready
mode. Pay attention because what he does is he throws out percentages and like over time. He doesn't give you I won X amount of dollars. He's like, I'm up 312% from the nickel I deposited to start this. He leaves out. Go ahead, Mook. Go ahead.
Sarah is absolutely right. It's not about the size of your unit. It's how you use it. That is absolutely
He doesn't
correct.
use the unit, Sarah. He leaves it in the bank. They stayed zipped up. He doesn't pull out the unit at all and put anything behind it. It stays
flaccid.
Okay, yeah. keep going. Keep going, Mike. You're clearly running out of words. So
back to you, Kent.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2. So this last month, things were going really well until the White Sox decided they weren't going to lose the game that set the record for losses at home to the terrible Angels. Came at a terrible time. Overall, we were still up 22.6% on the month, which was a $35 gain on top of $155 gambled. So there you go, Mike. #facts.
You're telling me you won $35 betting $155.
Correct. Which is 23% return. Doubled the stock market during that same window.
That math ain't mathing.
What do you mean? Hold on. You take 35.12, divide it by 155, and you get 22.658%.
Yeah, so you lost 87 fucking percent there, bud.
No. My balance at the end was $190.12.
All right, there we go.
That's where said that.
That's where Mookie.
I was trying to simplify and have it be less math for you idiots, and you're over here. Well, hold on a minute. Did you carry this? No, fucker. God, you jackasses. I used $155 to make it into $190. So there.
That's okay. Hang on, fellas. And I know what Mookie's going to say, but Scott, I want to ask you specifically because you're not a big gambler. Matt Barr, you do place a couple wagers.
Yeah.
Are you a good gambler if you are betting a bunch of money to win a little bit of money?
No.
23%.
That sounds like the type of gambling I do. The scared money. God. Scared money gambling. And that's why I don't make money.
Scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money.
That's why I don't gamble, baby.
The only bets I make are like the $5 anytime touchdown scores where I put $5 down and I pick 15 players. And if they hit, I don't have to go to work on Monday. That's the way I'm gambling.
I feel like that's the proper way. The way that you have to sit on the edge of the couch and go, oh shit, if Jared Goff doesn't throw another 10 yards, my son ain't going to college. We gotta get some shit going here, Jared. Don't throw it. No, Son of a bitch. Don't tuck it and run. That's gambling. That's feeling alive, fellas.
I can't wait for Mike to coach an inner city.
You can't wait.
Game.
Wow, that was a Freudian.
Can't wait. I can't wait for Mike to coach an inner city black baseball team.
No wonder you were so excited to say white after that.
I clicked the wrong button.
Couldn't even get inner city baseball team out of his mouth before he's already like white.
Race card. It's a tough show for you tonight, Matt.
I get in the fourth chair, and all of a sudden I'm extra Mookie. Fuck.
Go. Don't worry about it. Go Blarves.
All right, and Robert is taking Mookie's side on this, saying Mookie's a good gambler, just not a risk taker. Good gamblers don't lose. That's fine. That's where I was at, Matt Barr. That is exactly what I was thinking. What you were just doing there, exactly. Mookie is. I'm seeing through the facade here. It's all.
I'm making fucking money, so I don't know what your problem is. Like, if y'all aren't satisfied with it, then fine. But like,
Mookie's putting 1 unit on the 49ers to beat the Patriots money line. And he's like, "Hey, look, I'm a good gambler, guys. I'm a good gambler."
See, this is where you get mixed up. You make a bet like that to cover yourself, to build up a little bit of equity, so that then you can take that moonshot. And so, if you hit 1 or 2 moonshots in a weekend, like that's when you have a really good weekend. But you can't be an idiot and just go out there and lose every single bet that's trying to get a 5x return.
But that's not like losing every single bet. No, nobody's saying that. But like, it feels like if you want to be like the gambler, like guy, you're taking risk. Like maybe a 3 or 4 leg parlay that's like plus 300-400. Like that's more of the bets. Not. I feel like you're betting. When was the last time you made a bet with plus odds? When look through and see every negative odd bet that you placed, because I have a feeling the negatives are very high and the positives are very low.
Mookie's sitting with me at the roulette table betting red and black all night. He'll throw on an occasional green.
I love
just to
roulette,
mix it up.
man. I love it because you can just
like, oh, we're going 0-0 this time. He's getting frisky, y'all. He hit us with the 0-0. No black or red for him on this one.
Did I ever tell you about when I tried to teach my wife how to play roulette that way? I was like, babe, you just got to wait until like the same color hits a lot and then just bet the other color. And we were walking by a table. I was like, see that one? Blacks hit like 12 times. Come here, watch this. And I put $25 on red and black showed up and I was like, shit. All right. Well, race card. Like, there's no way black shows up again. So I put another 25 on red and it came up 0-0. And she goes, did you just lose $50 in a matter of 30 seconds? And I was like, yep, sure did.
So this is why you don't gamble. This has been a valuable lesson for you. But also, that story gave me anxiety, and that is why I don't gamble. Like, that quickly, you were down. It's like, oh my
God. Scott's over here like, how do I get out without paying? How do I
they take your money. They take your money before they let you do the tables. So I can't.
What kind of racket is this?
Scott's trying to figure out if the hospital and the casino work the same way.
Wait, do you come ask for the money after you roll the die, or?
Scott's sitting there like trying to pull the chip back real quick before the dealer gets to it. He's like,
no, that was me.
That
wasn't mine. I didn't have mine out there.
Oh,
I don't know.
This is not a great look.
What's that?
Last time I placed a plus bet was on the Chiefs.
You went out on a limb too, huh? Wow.
Well, no, I took them on an alt money line or an alt spread to beat the Falcons by plus 4.5, I think.
Hold up. You bought up the spread on the Chiefs Falcons from what was likely a -6 point spread to start with. Chiefs -6. You bought it up to Chiefs plus 4.5.
No. Sorry. I bought it from -1.5 to -4.5.
Okay. All right. Fair. That's better. The way you said that, again,
yeah.
Mookie math is all.
The Red Wings just scored again in preseason. I don't know if you heard that.
Robert's saying that we're shaming Mookie for not being a degenerate gambler. I'm not shaming Mookie for not being a degenerate gambler. I am shaming Mookie for posing as a degenerate gambler while not being a degenerate gambler. You can't be the guy that's like, I'm the degenerate gambler. I made 32 cents this weekend. Like, you can't be that guy and then talk about being a degenerate gambler.
I mean, I think you're conflating degenerate gambler as someone who loses. I'll bet on fucking anything.
No, like, I'm not. I'm talking a degenerate gambler is somebody who takes risks, Mook. I feel like you don't take risks. You're not a risky gambler, which is the degenerate.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not stupid.
Mookie walks in. He's like, I'll take $50 on all the home teams this weekend.
See,
Money in the bank.
Not betting $50. He's out here.
He's betting $5 individually on all 10 home teams this weekend. This is what he's doing.
On that bar, it's 50 cents on every home team. And then he's throwing an alternate line to cover the $2.50 that he just put down on all the home teams.
Again, you can't go broke taking a profit.
You can't go broke betting a penny at a time, too. So what the fuck are we doing here?
You absolutely can. Trust me. If you want me to prove that point, too, I'll happily do so. But, like, it is absolutely feasible to do that.
By these returns, Mookie's child is going to go comfortably through community college.
Sick. Yeah, I ain't taking on that debt.
You mean Mookie's child's child? Like, that's who's getting the community.
No. See, now again, you're stepping out of line because I know you all watched that Cleveland Browns Hard Knocks where we learned about compound interest.
The only thing I remember from the Cleveland Browns Hard Knocks is the offensive line coach whose stomach would move when he said "hut."
Yeah, that big that guy was great.
He drove a Lamborghini.
Did he really?
Oh, yes.
How the fuck did he fit in that?
I don't know. It was one of the modern marvels. They kept showing that. It was like him being out in the parking lot, climbing in and out of with his gigantic fat ass, that fucking yellow Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, I don't watch Hard Knocks. I just see the clips. I'm like Mike when it comes to Hard Knocks. I just watch the headlines.
That's fair. I haven't watched Hard Knocks in a long time. Ever since Scott gave up on doing Haters Guide to Hard Knocks, I stopped.
Well, and ever since the Cowboys weren't on there, it just wasn't as fun to be a hater. Like, look at the Giants. They suck. It's just another week.
I got to be honest. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the in-season one this year, and it's my fucking team. Like, my team. I don't have any desire. I might check out the first episode and just see how truly bad it is inside that Bengals facility still.
I'm going to throw this one out there. Depending on how the Bengals season goes, Scott, this might be the best season to watch and bring back the Haters Guide to the Bengals. Because holy shit, if the Bengals continue to be dog shit, this would be so much fun to talk about on the show and just watch Mike get all red in the face and stare at you. Is he looking at me like that way right now? I'm guessing he is. Yeah, there it is. It would be so much fun to watch. Scott just tear apart the Bengals and just have to sit there and have to take it.
But then the problem becomes the problem with why I kind of stopped it in general. Is like, I got to spend 45 minutes to an hour sitting there watching that shit. Like, fuck.
If it makes you feel better, there's 3 other teams that you can hate on too. It's literally the whole AFC North as the in-season.
Oh, wow. How's that going to work?
They're following all 4 teams.
No, I know. But I mean, that's just like, how much time are they going to be dedicated to each one? Like,
it's because it's a genius plan, right? You've had these in-season Hard Knocks where unless the team is in it for like a playoff.
Oh, so you just peel off and get the contender.
Hey, the Bengals are out of it. We don't show them anymore. Now we're
I gotcha.
And you just slowly whittle it down until you're following the final.
This is safeguarding yourself from having an implosion if you're the Colts. And
exactly. It's genius. And then beyond that, you can follow like, hey, this team's been out of it for 6 weeks, so let check in over there, see what the fuck's going on over there. Oh, it's a dumpster fire still? Got it. Thanks, Cleveland. That's going to be the fun one, seeing all the Deshaun Watson bullshit going on in Cleveland, seeing Mike Tomlin somehow finishing over 500 despite not having a true quarterback, seeing
we'll call this the Carson Wentz clause. We got to protect ourselves against shit play.
Does that mean he also has to have like a really creepy underage looking wife too? Like
extra annoying.
You got to honor Pete Rose somehow.
Miller for three. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
It was perfect timing, Bar. It was perfect timing on your comment.
Love it.
The delay to get the rap air horn. We're officially in overtime. Look, we've been pretty negative this episode. Let's be positive a little bit here. Let's talk basketball.
Boom shakalaka.
Unfortunately, the basketball world did lose an icon this week. Dikembe Mutombo died at age 58. I did not know that this man was battling brain cancer. Like, this guy has been out here doing amazing shit. Like, since he retired, he's been just a bastion of like goodwill to people. And the whole time he's been battling brain cancer. I had no idea. So this news like hit me. I was not ready for this one. I loved watching Dikembe growing up. I loved the commercials afterwards. If you grew up in the 90s and you did not do the finger wag to somebody whenever you blocked a shot, even in a video game, you would hit your brother or your friend with the Dikembe finger wag on a SWAT. Scott, how'd you take this news?
I would do that shit if I got the last donut. Like I didn't need much motivation to hit you with the Dikembe finger wag. This one was rough only because, like, yeah, I think through osmosis at some point I did know, like, you did hear, like, oh, he's battling brain cancer, but you know, you mentioned you've seen him out there ever. Like, I think I saw more Dikembe after he retired than I did really during his playing career, because it's like he was down there in Atlanta and he was always playing for like shit teams, you know, in Denver, and he kind of just got lost in the shuffle with Shaq, and there were so many other big men that kind of stole the spotlight, and he wasn't like, you know, a very vocal kind of guy or whatever. The finger wag was as much shit talk as he did, but you know, for it to just kind of happen just very suddenly, it was like, well, damn, that, you know, that kind of sucks. Like it, and like I said, I realized afterwards, I'm like, I think maybe I might have heard about the brain cancer thing somewhere along the line, but you know, real rough loss. Like it sucks that somebody like him has to go from something so horrible like that, but then, you know, Pete Rose gets to live a whole full life. Go figure.
It's not fair. That's a good.
And it's cruel as shit. Like on the same day, you're just like, come on, man.
That bar again going bobblehead on Scott there.
No, Scott hit it right on the head. And there's two things I love about Dikembe Mutombo. One is that after his basketball career, he spent most of his money trying to build up Africa and build up programs to get guys that could come to the NBA, because that's how he got there. And he spent all this money doing all this stuff. And he's just a huge humanitarian. And I think he's a huge loss. He's one of the best defensive basketball players we've ever seen in our entire lives. Maybe we'll ever see. He's like if Rudy Gobert wasn't a fucking asshole. And
didn't give us all COVID.
And then, yeah, also true. I had a bit where I was going to read out his full name, and after putting my foot in my mouth the entire show, I refused to do that. I will let you know it is a lot longer than Dikembe Mutombo, and it's a lot of letters, and I'm not attempting that.
I feel like
there's a stand-up comedian that did a bit about how he has two sons. Dikembe Mutombo has two sons. One is Dikembe Mutombo, the rest of the name Junior, which I'm not going to try. And the other one is Steve. And that is it's one of my favorite comedy bits ever. And anyone that has ever asked Dikembe Mutombo about his full name, Pete Holmes did a thing where he asked Dikembe Mutombo, he's like, hey, what's your full name? And he said it. And then Pete Holmes would be like, I'm going to put a beat to this. And then did terrible beatboxing while Dikembe Mutombo was saying his name, and it fucking worked. And Dikembe Mutombo laughed. And Pete Holmes said, I think that's the best laugh I've ever gotten in my comedy career. Because Dikembe Mutombo's laugh is just, it's legendary. Guttural. It's loud, it's guttural, it's fantastic, it's genuine, it's all those things. So yeah, I think Dikembe Mutombo was one of the greats in the NBA history, and it's a shame that he died as early as he did and the way he did. And fuck Pete Rose.
You mentioned in there something that leads me to our motherfucker of the week. It's been a while, but we've got a motherfucker of the week here, fellas, because after
Pete Rose,
it's
a
not
posthumous motherfucker of the week.
I mean, Pete can get it too. Like he can get motherfucker of the week too, but he's Hall of Fame. There's the Hall of Fame he's in, is the motherfucker of the week Hall of Fame. Right up there with Nick.
There you go. He's first ballot on that.
Congratulations, Pete, on your induction to the motherfucker of the week Hall of Fame, because you're a motherfucker. Anyways, after Dikembe died, Rob Schneider. You guys remember him?
Yeah, I saw this bullshit.
He quoted one of Dikembe's tweets from 2021 that said, "This holiday season, stay informed from trusted sources like at WHO and get vaccinated. Only together can we be safe and defeat COVID." And then Rob Schneider quote tweeted that and said, "Rest in peace. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but I took a pass on the jab, and I'm not going to let anyone I know and who will listen get it either." Rob Schneider, everybody, motherfucker of the week.
Mother what?
You motherfucker, you.
There is nothing quite like doing a victory lap on a battle that like nobody's fighting anymore. Like, it'd be like somebody being like, "I told you, motherfucker, Nintendo 64 was the more superior system between it and PlayStation 1, and I died and won this battle." Like, thanks. Like, what a shitty thing to do. But I love though he threw out the rest in peace first though.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that out of the way so you can say rest in peace, but
right.
So nothing said before but matters. I will get into the fact that Dikembe Mutombo grew up on a continent where a lot of diseases are not eradicated. We live in a continent where they are.
They could
so
be.
if you're gonna take, they could be, but if you're gonna take the stance, I don't think going against an African guy is the way to go. Like that's especially weird to me because we figured out a lot of this shit, and it's fuck you, Rob Schneider, man. Fuck you, dude.
Who would have guessed that Deuce Bigelow, Gigolo, is a fucking piece of shit?
I was gonna go with the animal.
No, you know what?
That's what I always picture him.
This is Rob Schneider right here. I was kind of hoping there was like a as she like fell on it, but I forgot.
You've only watched it like 15 times.
It's been a week, bro. Like I haven't seen that shit in 7 days.
Well, I mean, in Mookie's defense, Mike forgot I was supposed to be on here tonight and drink the tortilla beers. So here we are. It's been a week.
Hey, could you imagine being Rob Schneider, though, and sitting at home with a list of people that you're, like, ready to slam dunk on this? Like, all these motherfuckers right here who all got the vaccine. The minute they die, I'm going to get on Twitter and I'm going to say some reckless-ass shit. He's like, Dikembe Mutombo, didn't think you'd be the one, but here we are. I said I'd do it. Fuck this shit. I'm going in. Rest in peace. And I'm a dumb fuck.
Scott, I love your phrasing of slam dunk on Dikembe Mutombo because I can't wait until Rob Schneider tries to get in heaven, and guess who's waiting at the fucking gates? Dikembe Mutombo is going to deny him and then just hit him with the finger wag, and
that'll be the most poetic justice in all of eternity.
I can't fucking wait.
Good God, man.
All right, fellas, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. We're rating them on Caesar scale, dog, no dogs.
Is that anonymous?
Oh, Jesus. The fucking hippo, man. So over it.
Damn it, you give him all the easy ones.
I know. It's like, no, I can't enjoy that because Rob Schneider turns out he's a giant douchebag.
Bench warmers, too. That was a good move. I like bench warmers. That was funny. Fuck, man.
I'm going to leave that one to you. Shorts Brews, Pumpkin Crusher. I had it before. Dog as fuck. Go find it. It's one of the better pumpkin beers I've had. Back to you, Ken.
I fucked up. I told you guys the wrong beer. I checked into it, but the can is different than what I checked into. So instead of Braggart's Brown Ale from Diebolt Brewing, it is actually Back Bowl's Brown Ale from Diebolt Brewing. Still a fucking dog. So hey, extra credit.
Extra credit.
It's a sick can, though. I mean, look at this. Dude skiing.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one messing up my L's and my R's tonight, because you said black air instead of brown ale. So here we go. High lie, dog. Okay. Always a dog. Will always be a dog. Thumbs up.
That's a good beer. I was drinking Lunatic Fridge from somewhere in Canada. Dog. It's a good beer. Sarah, the tortilla beer is. Look, I know. I fucked up. I'm sorry. I fucked up. It's my bad. I'm sorry. We'll get Matt Barr back on the show. We'll wait until after Sarah's done with the cruise. She's going to be gone for 2 weeks on a cruise. So we will get Matt Barr back on the show. We'll drink the tortilla beer. I will remember, give Scott and Drew the tortilla beer this time. We will make this happen. Okay? Okay. Are we good? Matt Barr, are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
Great.
Sorry. It's a fucking show, guys. Jesus Christ. Matt Barr, you, buddy. Ooh, that's some Mookie shit that you had tonight, my man. Thank you, though, for hanging out with us. Really
feels good. Real good.
It was good seeing you. It was good watching you step in it. If that was good. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you enjoyed the show, and this was your first time, hit that subscribe button. Come back. It's more goofy shit like this next week. If you are already subscribed, send a link out to a friend that would like the show and be like, hey, check out these guys. One guy talked about pedophilia for way too long in the show. But go sub to the YouTube page, hit the like button, help us out. Let's grow this bit. You can follow us at Crafty Sports. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can join the Facebook group. The only real reason to keep the Facebook account is the Crafty Sports Facebook group. Go join that up. It's the show in between the show. Comment section come to life. It's a good time. Shout out Belly of Sports, bellyofsports.com. Tons of great content there on the Belly of Sports Media Network. Go sub, rate, and review to all of the pods over there. We will see you all next week. Cheers, buddy.
Back to you, Ken.
You'll never walk alone. Horns up.
Fuck it, we ball.
The Philly sports story. I don't know much about your show or what's going on.